A beautiful good morning from my world, my dears. It's Tuesday, the 1st of April, and I just had the urge to record a Rhea Rambles for you. Please know that it's not an April Fool's episode. I really hate April Fools. My autistic side absolutely despises it. So no April Fools from me. I'm gonna stay away mainly from Instagram. I have been staying away. I'm gonna touch on that, what I've been doing in a bit. Just noting that down. But I will just stay the F away from Instagram and other social media today. I just took another note because I need to. There's something else I need to tell you. So first things first, I'm coming to you from my newly furnished office. I now have a standing desk. I've been toying with the idea of getting a standing desk for months. And I finally caved because Amazon had their spring deals, and I shamelessly went in, bought myself a standing desk. It was on sale for like under 90 euros. I had to do it. It's pretty, it's automatic, I love it. It's big enough, I used to have like a teeny tiny desk in here that barely fit my 3 emotional support drinks, besides my laptop and the screen. So, I'm so excited. I also have a new microphone. I'm really curious to see if the quality of the Rhea Rambles will be different because I'm recording on it. It's a fancy, like streaming microphone. It has like an RGB color scheme. I like it. It makes me feel so professional. And then I went to IKEA and got some bookshelves because I had all the stickers and the prints and everything. I had them just lying around in boxes. And I had the books lying around in boxes, and I don't like that at all. Like, it looked like a storage room. And, I'm gonna... Wow, live action here. I said I was gonna free the robot vacuum. Keeping things interesting around here. Sorry, it got stuck. And I'm gonna have a sip of already cold, half cold, more or less cold coffee. Okay. So I now have bookshelves which have all the pretty books and the prints and the stickers and everything. I'm not sure how I'm gonna handle this because we're gonna dive straight into the next subject, and then I'm gonna tell you. Sorry, I recorded this earlier. And then I kind of started rambling worse than usual. So I deleted it and I started new. So I already told you all of this. And I hope it's working. I hope it's working. Should be working. So some of you have already seen it over in the Discord and on Instagram, and I am so sorry I messed up the timeline. It wasn't intentional. It was my brain, okay? I had a really, really difficult week last week. Not only that I overstretched myself at IKEA and building the furniture all by myself. I was in so much pain on Sunday. It was so bad. Like, also, like, mentally drained, but physical pain. And my husband and I had our wedding anniversary last year as well. Last week, there was the Fat Girls in Fiction promo going on. We had the last bits and bobs to clarify And yeah, on top of that, I didn't feel comfortable in our house anymore because I've been working so much in the last 1.5 years. I've just been working basically non-stop, and so much has piled up, that I wanna clear, that I wanna declutter, that I wanna get rid of, or replace, tackle, whatever it is, you name it. I want to do it. So I kind of needed to get a bit of that out of the way. And then I had some family stuff coming up. So it was a pretty busy week. And I totally didn't realize that the 31st of March was Monday. I thought it was Tuesday. I don't know why. But that is time blindness, So yeah, I am so sorry I didn't tell you before. But we're gonna make it up to you, okay? I promise. I have announced yesterday, or we have announced the first collaboration with Monster Smart Sticker Club. Like the first collaboration I ever did, or I ever entered into, and they ever did, and they ever entered into, and it's been cool. It's been just such a crazy experience. They're so nice. They're a Canadian small business, run by two partners who are amazing people. It's been so lovely, getting to know them, and it's been so lovely to talk these things and to hear how excited they are, and to be excited myself, on top of all the burnout things and all the admin stuff and book releases and everything happening. It's been tough for me, but that was me. I just want to say that. I just want to make that clear. That was all me. I overloaded my plate again. I don't think I'll ever learn, but I'm proud to say that I can spot it now, and I kind of pull back or draw back for a bit to regroup before I burn out, because I don't want to be the person, and I realized this the other day. I don't want to be the burnt out mum, who churns out 8 books a year and then spends her kids' summer holidays having to rest on the couch. That is not the mum I want to be, or that is also not the life I want to lead. Like yesterday, I was already dreading going to the gym. I just started going to the gym again, and I thought, oh, shit. I have 2 weeks. I'm going to touch on that in a few minutes as well. I have 2 weeks to get Winter Husbands ready for my editor. I can't go to the gym in these 2 weeks because I have too little time, So much to do. So little time. And then my husband said to the kid, he takes her to kindergarten in the morning and walks the dog, and I pick her up and walk the dog. And he was like, come on, let's go. Daddy's gonna go to the gym. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna go with him. And did that cost me an hour of my work time? Yes. Was it worth it? Also, yes. So I need to kind of make sure that I still do my self-care, and that I prioritize my health, to be honest, because I can't. I don't have endless energy, and I don't want to pretend like I do. And I got so much done in the last 1.5 years. We're going on 2 years almost. Mom came out on the 28th of June 2 years ago, which is so wild. Still haven't decided what I'm gonna do, or if I'm gonna do anything for the second anniversary. I only have I have 3 months to figure something out. I'm gonna be fine. But yeah, it's been wild, and I can't keep doing it. I can't keep treating this like a sprint. I need to stop treating this like a marathon. And I'm also in a place where I think I've mentioned that before, that while I don't talk numbers anymore, because I don't feel too comfortable talking about it, and I don't want to, if there are authors listening, it's so easy to compare yourself or compare your numbers to someone else. I still talk to friends about my numbers. I have no problem talking about my numbers, and I think we need to be transparent about the numbers, especially in indie publishing. But I'm okay with giving a range, and if you slide into my DMs, I will probably tell you. Okay, I don't want to appear like I'm flexing. It's more I want to encourage people to think bigger, because there's so much possible. But yeah, I am in a place with my income where I want it to be in 2 years' time. So I've told you this story before, I know that. But in case you're a new listener, or a new patron, just gonna give you a vague idea. So when I started this author journey as Rhea Fox, that was 4.5 years before my 40th birthday. So I'm gonna be 38 this year, and I have 2 years until my 40th birthday now. But I used to have 4.5 years ahead of me. And I thought, those 4.5 years, they're gonna pass anyway. And I might as well spend them doing what I really want to do with my life, and building this business, and building my brand, and writing books. And I started doing this, and I set myself almost impossible goals, because I got really serious about finishing the book that is now Mome in December of 2022, or November maybe. Oh no, sorry. Oh yeah, my computer just went into sleep mode, and I feared it had stopped recording, but it's still recording. It's all good. And yeah, so in November of 2022, and then I was like, okay, by the time I turn 36, I want to have my first book out. So why not just use my birthday as the release date for my book? So I set that up, and then I was like, okay, and then how long can it take, really? Maybe 3 months. So I set the release date for Tiger by the Tail on the 28th of September. And then I put up Zero Fucks Given, same day, I think, for pre-order on the 16th of January the following year. So 2024. I had no idea, I had no idea about the whole self-publishing I had an idea of the self-publishing process. Yes, I'd done that before with non-fiction books, but I had no idea how to write a fictional book. I had not really an idea, of having an editor. Like I had proofreaders for German, for my German books, but yeah, I had no idea that I needed alpha readers, beta readers, an editor, a cover designer. I kind of made it up as I went along. I tried to figure it all out. myself, because hardly anyone talked about this until I found the right people. I think Katie Robert was actually one of the people who taught me what I needed to. Like, she drops these nuggets of wisdom in her stories and in her posts occasionally, and also about her writing process and everything. And I think it was mainly her who taught me what to do. Her and Siam Costa, maybe. I think it was them who taught me this on the go. So yeah, and I set myself income goals. And I reached the first income goal at the end of 2023, or like early 2024 maybe. And then it just grew exponentially, and I'm now I've surpassed my income goal for the end of those 4.5 years. So I completely underestimated what was possible in fiction writing and in self-publishing of fictional books, and what my readers, would do and how they would step up for me. And I remember thinking, if I can find 100 people to read my books, I'd have made it. That is what I thought. And I calculated it a couple of weeks ago that, statistically speaking, about 6,000 people have read Mome. It's more now. It's, as I said, it's been growing exponentially, and I am now. It's April. I'm almost at the same page reads, like Kindle edition normalized page reads, KENP, as I had in all of 2024. So this is the level of growth I've been experiencing. This also means that I can do more, and that there will be more in terms of art, but it also, first and foremost, means that I can pay myself. I told you that last week. I'm not last podcast. I'm not gonna go into that again. Very long story short, I realized that I can cut myself a bit of slack, and I need to cut myself a bit of slack, or I'm just gonna burn out. I had a moment last week, or on the weekend, I think, where I was so empty and I was so drained that I thought, oh my god, I should maybe find a job and stop publishing books. And I'm not gonna cry. I don't cry on camera or on on the podcast. But that was a pivotal moment, let me tell you. That wasn't great. And I wasn't in a great headspace, as you can imagine. And it's totally not what I want to do. And I don't want to have a life. I don't want to build a life. I fall into that trap again. I want to have a life where I can celebrate our wedding anniversary without, sitting on pins and needles. Is that it? Sorry if I just made that up or used that in a different context, because I need to get back to work, or where I'm so drained that I need to kind of organize my children away. That is not the kind of life I want to build. And that is not the kind of life any of you would expect me to live. And I mean, it's true what they say, that, if people find out what you've been doing to get where you are, they realize they might not like it, or they're not prepared to put in the same effort that you did. That is true. That is absolutely true. But I don't want to model that. I don't want to model for other authors, especially up and coming authors, or people who are thinking they might want to start writing books, which you should, by the way. That you need to destroy yourself to make it. Because we need to get away from this unhealthy narrative, and also from this unhealthy way of of having a business. Okay, so first things. Oh my god, we're at 20 minutes and I haven't even touched on the first. So Monster Smart Sticker Club, I'm gonna make it up. So sorry. Gonna make it up to you. There's gonna be at least one Patreon exclusive piece in the collection. We're probably gonna do it either as a thing all patrons Lone Fox and up will receive in the mail, or you will receive as a gimmick from me when you order through the Monster Smart Sticker Club website and use the coupon code that I'm gonna give you. We're gonna set it all up. It's gonna be a discount that you get on all the items. I think that this is what we're gonna do because it's easiest to track. And Tare and Andrew have been kind enough to take over the shipping, which is a huge deal for me because my brain doesn't really like it much. Okay, this is gonna happen. Next point on my list is Winter Husbands. I had to ask my editor for a little extension for the book because it was gonna be due with her on the 11th of April. And I had a little bit of a nervous breakdown yesterday because I didn't see how I could possibly get the book ready in 10 days, in which I also have to work my day job and parent and, live. So yeah, we've pushed it back by a month, which is still plenty of time, for me or for us to deal with the book and to get it ready for you and for me to get arcs out. It's all gonna be good. They're gonna come in June or at the beginning of July. I'm not sure. The question I have for you is if you wanted to read Winter Husbands as a serial as well. So the release date is the 25th of July. We could totally do that, I think, but I'd leave it up to you. Also, I know I promised all the questions and posts and everything. I am so sorry. The last week just ran away from me. And I tried frantically to get this book where it needs to be. Already guessing that I probably wouldn't. And I didn't want to give a subpar manuscript to my editor. So I kind of had to triage. Yeah. Okay, I've done those. The beak bundles. I am going to ship these out this week. I am so sorry. The 2 extra items I promised need a bit more time. They were supposed to be ready in March, but time kind of got away, not only from me, but also from the person I'm working with. It happens. I just don't feel comfortable, holding on to the books for much longer. I have the prints and I have the stickers and secret items. I'm gonna send these, and then and I'm also gonna do that for people who just bought the bundle and who aren't in the tiers. And just to stay true to my word, I'm going to send these in the Patreon swag shipping that's going to go out this month. I think it's going to be near the end of the month because as I said, I still haven't gotten the artwork back. I've just approved the final sketch today. And I messed it up too because I thought we were further in the process, but we weren't somehow. And I thought I'd already approved the sketch and I was kind of expecting to get the colored sketches back this last week, actually. But that didn't happen, and it was somehow, also a bit of miscommunication. It happens in real life occasionally. And I don't hold a grudge or anything. It was, as I said, it was also my mistake. I messed it up in my brain. So I'm gonna send these book bundles out so you have them. I'm gonna be a bit faster with Bunny, I promise. I'm already trying to see which artwork I'm gonna get. I'm just waiting for the final cover. Em and I are working on it. It's gonna be so cute, so adorable. You're gonna love Nick and Jules. And then when I have that, I'm gonna see what kind of, because there's gonna be another print, like a not safe for work print, and I'm gonna have to see who does that. We'll see. And the Fangs on Ice omnibuses, they're also gonna go out this month. To, like I said, it was gonna be the 28th of April. It was a pre-order, and I'm hopeful I can keep that date. Okay. As for the Patreon, I am sorry for the lack of posts in the last couple of days since Hunk Sandwich finished. As I said, I was just really busy, and a lot of life happened. And I don't know what's coming next. I've been working on a couple of side projects to keep my brain happy. Because I've talked about this at length before. I'm not gonna do that now, but the last couple of percent of a book, of a manuscript, they're the hardest for me to get out. And they're usually the ones when I start a new project or when I add to another project. And I've been coming back to Frostfire real estate. To a book I'm really excited to write. It's gonna be so good. It's Lucien's story, so Hector's brother. He's so hot. I love him. And I can't wait to see him. And Dawn in M's style. Yeah, but the next cover we're gonna do after that. So we're gonna do the prints for the omnibus bundle, and then we're gonna go straight into Winter Husbands. Yeah. And I will, hi Em, I know you're listening, I will pester you pretty soon with more covers and more art. So I don't know what's coming after Hunk. I am working on it. There's gonna be a bit of drawer fiction that's going live in the next couple of weeks. I might give you a few glimpses into current whips. If you have any couples you're interested in, just let me know in the comments and I'll dig something out, because I have I have a lot of words lying around for a lot of couples. You can also give me like a race or a species, and I'll see if I have something for that species. Chances are I do. On top of that, I have been on a dopamine detox, which is why I haven't been around a lot. I deleted all messaging apps except for messages of my phone. I don't have Discord on my phone anymore. I don't have Instagram on my... I downloaded Instagram yesterday to approve the collaboration because I didn't know if I could do that in my browser. I deleted Patreon off my phone, and I've had blissfully offline weekends, which has been great. And it did me so good. And I actually read some books. Like yesterday, or 2 days ago, I started listening to Eden by Lily Mayne again. It's one of my comfort reads. And I love Michael Leslie's performance of the book. It's just, he's the best. And if I had, like, I have American, or Canadian, I think he's American, fairly sure he's American, characters in Fangs on Ice, I would totally request Michael Leslie and or Brandon Francis. Oh, they're both just amazing. I love them. I still need to grab Nordica Nights, Garen Park, which is also one of my most favorite books. And Brandon Francis is in this as Maddox. Oh, and I can't wait to hear it, but it's gonna be my treat when I've finished Winter Husbands. And I'm now in Moth, which is also like from Lily Mayne's Monster series. These two are my favorite books. Like Eden is my absolute favorite. I love Grumpy Sunshine. It's so good. And Eden is just being Eden, and I love Hunter, and I love the book. And close second, like it's a tie, really, is Moth. Because Charlie's just the best. And, baby girl Moth. We love him. So yeah, I've been listening to audiobooks again, and I've been reading non-fiction books. I read The Cure for Burnout. I'm gonna link them for you. The books I've been reading, and I've also been reading some German non-fiction books I had lying around about, simple living and living in the country and motherhood and, everything. I'd bought those 2 or 3 years ago and never even touched them. So I was just really happy. I binged, like the first offline weekend I binged 3 books. So wild. But it also did so good. And I want to be pretty adamant about these, and I will be offline on the weekends, and I will not be replying, be it in the Discord or on here. I will not be replying at all. I also bought a flip phone. I now have one of these really old senior phones with enormous keys, and hardly anyone has the number. It's just my husband for now. So yeah, so he can reach me when I'm out with the kids, and I can call someone, like I have the important numbers in there. My mum gets the number, and my best friend from here, so they can reach me, in case they need to get a hold of me in the afternoon when I'm out with the kids, because I don't want to be, as I said, I want to be present with them, and I don't want to hang on my phone and, mommy just needs to approve an Instagram post. Mommy just needs to post a reel real quick. No, this is not going to happen. It's not healthy for me and not healthy for them. So yeah, I have a flip phone now, and I love it. So wild. Like I took it out of the box, and I was like, oh my god, this feels like a fake phone. It's so light. And I realized, oh goodness, it was so embarrassing. I realized I'd forgotten to put in the battery, and of course it was way too light and felt fake because there wasn't even a battery in it, and I only had to charge it once. Weeks ago. God, sorry. So funny. The battery. I only charged it once so far, and it's still going strong. I think the battery is still full. But yeah, it was great. I have another question for you. Do you need the transcripts for the podcast? Do you like to read along, or do you like to read instead of listen? I'm gonna add a transcript here, of course. Just a question. I was wondering. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a day now. It's a little over half an hour. Not too bad. I expected more. I hope you have a fantastic week. Sorry, I just had to stretch. I'm still so sore from lugging all the furniture upstairs. Like, we live on the first floor of our building, and I was like, I can totally. My husband was in Munich, and I was like, I can totally carry this and build this myself, capable woman that I am. And I was in so much pain. Oh my god, so much pain. But yeah, last week we had our wedding anniversary, and we went to an Indian restaurant for lunch because we're old and we're parents, and we couldn't get childcare because my mum was busy, and there was something happening in this week, and she couldn't have the kids or watch the kids in the evening, which is fine. I don't really mind. As I said, we're old. I'm sorry. I see I'm yawning already at the thought of being outside in the evening. And it was so wild, to reflect how far we've come in those years. And my husband never stopped, and I'm not crying, my husband never stopped believing in me, and he never stopped supporting me, because like, he keeps saying that he is convinced that I can do this, and that I can build this up, and that I can out-earn him with my books. He was the driving force behind me translating the book to English. Like, I'd written Main of My Existence in German, and I was convinced I was just gonna, and like pretty determined to just publish it in German. And he was like, you're not gonna do that. You're able to write a book in English. Your English is good enough. I mean, it's been suffering a bit. I sound way more German these days, because I used to listen to the Harry Potter audiobooks on repeat. They were my comfort listens for literal years. Okay, so I started with the Philosopher's Stone. I would go all the way to the Deathly Hallows, and then start again with the Philosopher's Stone, like on repeat. This helped me sleep. It was like my white noise. And I listened to Stephen Fry basically all the time, so I sounded very posh at times. And when you listen to a lot, and we are exposed to a lot of English speaking people. I wasn't exposed to English speaking people, but I was exposed to the English speaker, basically. Like, my brain imitates, and I haven't had that in a couple of years, so it's kind of nice to get back into audiobooks. Even though it's Michael Leslie now, it's not quite Stephen Fry, but he's also great. I don't know if I mentioned that, but he's amazing. So it's suffered a bit, and I'm still a non-native speaker, right? But at some point I was like, whoever gives me shit for making mistakes can deliver their critique in German. And that kind of switch made it easier for me to just show up, I make mistakes. I still make mistakes. I mess up. I mean, Abby can tell you, I mess up all the punctuation. Like, I think a majority of the comments I get in the manuscripts Abby edits for me are punctuation, because I just don't understand where the commas go in English. But then again, Abby tells me a lot of native speakers don't understand the rules either. So it's not that bad, you know. Yeah. And yeah, so he was the driving force. My husband was the driving force behind this, and I'll forever be grateful for that. We funneled a lot of our family income into the business while I built this up, because he believed in me and he believed I could do this and I could pull this off. And I'm just so happy and so grateful, you know, for having a partner. And this is exactly how it should be. You should have a partner, and you need a partner in life who believes in you, you know, no matter what crazy ideas. Like, he keeps me grounded, okay? I'm not saying he just thinks the sun, I don't know if that is an English saying, but it's a German saying, sun shines out of my backside. He keeps me grounded, and he keeps me in in check. Oh my god, that sounds so bad. He doesn't. Like, I get these wild ideas, and I'm like, oh, I can build another business, and I can build 10 businesses, and I can build another income stream, and I should maybe start this and start that. And he's like, honey, please focus on the one, okay? Like, this is how he keeps me in check. That sounded very wrong. I'm sorry. He's amazing. And he's so supportive. And this is exactly what you need. Especially when you build something like I do. You need someone who understands that you have this expertise and that you build it up. And who supports you in your endeavors. This is just so important. And I'm glad I have found my person. He's amazing. Okay, we're going on 45 minutes. See, I told you I was expecting more. I hope you have a fantastic week. I'm gonna just put this into the transcriber thingy I use. And upload this straight away so you have some fresh content and some rambles, some spring madness. I'll keep you updated about everything, about the Monster Smart and everything. And I will talk to you in the next podcast. I am planning to do these, if I can, bi-weekly, but at least monthly, because it's just so much fun. And I now have my fancy microphone. So I'll talk to you very soon. Bye. Thank you.